Oh, smile. Yeah, no worries. Good evening, everybody. I'd like to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners and custodians of the land on which we meet today, the Kulin people. I pay my respects to their elders, both past and present. And I would like to introduce Geren Steele, who will perform a welcome to country on behalf of Awit Caroline Briggs, the 2011 NIDOC Award winner for Elder of the Year. Geren joined us this morning and he's kindly agreed to join us again to perform the welcome to country. So please welcome Geren.
Good evening, everyone. Here we go. Wominjeka Merrimbik, Bunurong Namda Barupton Atawilam. Welcome to my country, the land of the Great Bay. As a descendant of the first people of this land, I'm pleased to welcome you here today on behalf of my mother, Elder of the Bunurong, Awit Caroline Briggs. I'm especially pleased to be able to recognise again the commitment of the Land Care and its members in acknowledging the culture and spirit of the first people of this land. The land where we stand today is called Yalaka Willam. Yalaka Willam stretches from Werribee River down to the southeastern suburbs. And it was once a meeting place for all Kulin people. So it holds a very special spot for people from Wurundjeri, from Tanarong, Dja Dja Wurrung. And as it was back then, it is again today. It's a major city, well known around the world for its sports, its celebrations, its restaurants. But for the first people of this land, all land was sacred. The Bunurong people believed that for everything there was a season, a time to pay respect to nature, a time to harvest what nature provides, a time to be born and a time to die. Today our country is host of many different people, as I mentioned, and it's important for all of us to respect one another. And we are proud to welcome you today in this conference because it's an example of the way we share values of our Australian community. Through conservation work, the Bunurong are committed to promoting a shared sense of history and a shared responsibility for looking after this country. And we thank you for your commitment. The word welcome in Bunurong language is Wominjeka. Can I get everyone to say Wominjeka? That was lovely. And I'm pleased to say Wominjeka to all of you here today. According to our tradition, our land was always protected by our creator Bunjil, who travels as an eagle, and by Wa, who protects the waterways and travels as a crow. Bunjil taught Bunurong to always welcome guests, but he always required the Bunurong to ask all visitors to make two promises. And these were promises I'll ask of you today. To obey the laws of Bunjil, and to not harm the children or the land of Bunjil. This commitment was made through the exchange of a small bow dipped in water and the following phrase: Wominjeka Merrimbik Bunurong Namderp Barupton Atawilam. Thank you.
Thank you, Geren. I just learnt a new word, Wominjeka. This is a great view. I wish I could share it with you. I should take a photo and put it up on the screen. But walking in here before you were all let in was a wonderful moment. To see all these tables waiting to welcome you to this special event. The 2016 National Landcare Awards. I'd like to recognise as finalists how important it is that you're all here. It's a brilliant thing, and we're going to recognise all of your efforts a little later on with the awards. To start with, I'd like to welcome the Assistant Federal Minister, the Honourable Luke Hartziker, the Victorian Minister for Energy, Environment and Climate Change, the Honourable Lisa D'Ambrosio, and Kylie Jonassen, who is here representing the Federal Minister for Environment and Energy, the Honourable Josh Frydenberg. So to get going and to make our official welcome, I call upon Minister Hartziker to welcome the crowd.
Thank you, Costa, and thank you, Garen, for your welcome. And distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great pleasure to be here, and welcome. It's a great event here tonight, and I feel honoured to have the responsibility for Landcare in my role as Assistant Minister to the Deputy Prime Minister. It is fitting that we are here in Victoria, where Landcare began. Since becoming a national movement in 1989, it is estimated that there are now some 5,400 groups and over hundreds of thousands of volunteers across Australia caring for our land. Landcare is a program that delivers great environmental outcomes at a local level and great environmental outcomes collectively at a national level. It's almost 30 years since Landcare began, and it has achieved so much, raising awareness and understanding of better resource and environmental management and delivering improved resource management and land use across Australia. Landcare is a movement that embodies sustainable agriculture and conservation, one that is being copied by many countries around the world. One of the key challenges that faces our nation is how to improve on-farm productivity whilst also delivering better environmental outcomes. In agriculture, without environmental sustainability, we cannot achieve economic sustainability. And a healthy environment delivers vibrant, healthy communities. Landcarers stand on the front line of this work, delivering real outcomes that have a genuine impact not only on the health of our land, but on the prospects of our nation. We are here tonight to celebrate 69 fantastic Landcare champions. They are the finalists across 10 categories in this year's National Landcare Awards. There are also 3 finalists for the Bob Hawke Landcare Award. Our Landcare champions come here tonight from all over Australia. They represent the dedication and knowledge of the Landcare movement, qualities that will define the future of effective natural resource management across Australia. You, as our Landcare champions, embody the theme of this year's conference, Collaborative Communities, Landcare in Action. The work that you do every day makes a real difference, which will continue to make an impact long after individual projects are complete. From raising awareness and education to the promotion, innovation and adoption of more sustainable agricultural practices and managing the impacts of weeds and pest animals. The strength of Landcare is the link created between volunteers, farmers, land managers and many other groups. This collective knowledge will define the future of effective natural resource management across the natural environment, our farms and our communities. The value of these links cannot be overstated, and is well and truly on show at this conference. And this is why the Australian Government is committed to the future of Landcare. Movements like Landcare are an intrinsic, valued part of our vision for a more profitable, resilient and sustainable agricultural sector that will help drive a stronger Australian economy. We can only improve productivity if the future of our precious natural resource base is assured. And we can only improve resource management through the dedication and hard work of people just like everyone in this room tonight. Responsible, proactive management of our natural resources also underpins our global reputation as a supplier of safe, high-quality, sustainably produced food. Through the government's National Landcare program, we're investing $1 billion over 4 years to help communities deliver more sustainable agriculture, as well as supporting the protection, conservation and rehabilitation of Australia's natural environment. Our continued investment in Landcare is complemented by the work in many other areas of the agriculture and water resources portfolio, including water management and pest and weed initiatives. Landcare is a world-leading program, and as such, we need to ensure that Landcare is equipped and structured to meet future challenges. That's why the government's review of Landcare is so important. I encourage everyone here tonight to complete the survey I launched last week. We want you to tell us what is working well and how we can make Landcare even better into the future. Tonight is a great celebration of your achievements, and I'm honoured to be here to share it with you and to hear more about your work. Congratulations again to the inspirational people being celebrated here tonight and everyone involved in the Landcare movement. My sincere thanks to you for the great work that you do and the commitment that you show to your country every day. And I very much look forward to taking up new challenges and exploring new opportunities with you into the future. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
As an MC, I love announcing general housekeeping. Does everyone know where the toilets are? Okay, work it out. Ask someone. Follow someone who's walking with a limp. No, the toilets are out the door and I think left. And if it's not left, it's right. I had the chance of bumping into a lot of the junior land carers. Can the junior land carers put your hands up and make a bit of noise? I can't wait to have your awards come up after dinner. Is there anyone from Tasmania here? Okay. Any Queenslanders? Oh, rowdy bunch. Anyone from South Australia? Rowdier. What about WA? Northern Territory? Now I notice, looking straight ahead, I see Major General Michael Jeffries at the table there in front of me. Is there anyone from his neck of the woods in Canberra? Oh. Using your federal status there to make the most noise. And what about the locals? Who's from Victoria? And I saved my mob till last. What about New South Wales? How'd that work? Okay. Just wanted to warm you up a bit. You'll find a finalists booklet on your table displaying all of the finalists who are nominated for awards tonight. Have a little flick through that over the entree and main course. I think entrees have already been served, and we'll be back to start the awards shortly. So enjoy your entree, and I'll be back in a little while. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, fellow land carers, continue to consume that entree, but it's time to get onto the awards. And yeah, exactly. I'll second that. Whoa. As I mentioned earlier, all of the nominees are in your booklet on the table so that you can follow along. But I'm absolutely ecstatic to say that this year, our first category for the evening is the Yates Junior Landcare Team Award. Would Kylie Grigg, Consumer Experience Manager, Yates Garden Company, please join me on stage to present the award. Oh, here she comes. Hey, Kylie. Okay, this award will be presented to a youth organisation or young land care team that contributes to raising awareness, knowledge and understanding of land care amongst young people up to the age of 18 and implements land care practices on its own property or within the local community. This is the first time I say it and I'm going to say it. The nominees are... Waniassa Hills Primary School, Wirramina Environmental Education Centre, New South Wales, Alawa Primary School in the Northern Territory, Little Gems Children's Centre, Georgetown, Queensland, Barmera Primary School, South Australia, Huon Valley Roamers Landcare, Tasmania, and Barwon Heads Primary School in Victoria. And the winner of the Yates Junior Landcare Team Award goes to Wirramina Environmental Education Centre Creative Catchment Kids Program. Over the past 5 years, the Wirramina Environmental Education Centre Creative Catchment Kids Program has grown to include 60 Murray and Riverina schools. Its mission is to engage the region's students and schools to develop more resilient landscapes and communities through a change in attitude toward natural resource management.
Wow, thank you very much. So there's just a few people we'd like to thank for us winning this amazing award. So first of all, I'd like to thank Wirramina Environmental Education Centre. So Creative Catchment Kids is one of our outreach programs. And I just really want to thank all the kids that have been involved. So our program actually runs over 60 schools each year. And in total, in the last 5 years, we've probably reached over 2,000 children. I'd like to thank Murray Local Land Services for always, every year, putting in the funding. And thank you to Peak Designs, who help us with our Enviro Stories book writing program. You guys want to say something?
I'd just like to say well done to all the other nominees. You're all doing great things for the environment and just keep it up.
I would also like to thank all the other nominees because we had a great day with them at Series today, and thank you for sharing all your work that you've been doing with us.
We just had one little technical glitch there because I'm looking at the screen here, which is supposed to say what's up there, but it didn't. And I'd just like to ask, is there anyone from Esperance Senior High School Bush Rangers cadets there? Can I have a round of applause for the Esperance Bush Rangers because I didn't announce them. Well done, Esperance, for coming all this way, and as the Wanniassa kids said, good on you, and thanks for being out at Series today. I'd now like to welcome back the Assistant Minister to the Deputy Prime Minister, the Honourable Luke Hartsucker, to present the next few awards. The next award is for the Australian Government Individual Land Carer. This award is presented to an individual volunteer who carries out and promotes land care through practical, on-ground or community awareness activities. The nominees are Wendy Rainbird, Australian Capital Territory. Dr. Tony Parks, New South Wales. Peter Latz, Northern Territory. Phil Moran, Queensland. Lewis Westbrook, South Australia. Amanda Cole, Tasmania. David McAnally, Victoria. And Rhonda Williams, Western Australia. The winner of the Australian Government Individual Land Carer Award for 2016 is Rhonda Williams. Since 1976, Rhonda, along with her husband, has managed a profitable and sustaining farming enterprise in the South Coast region. From the beginning, she made sure that land care was a part of their system rather than an afterthought tacked on the end. Being an educator, Rhonda sees land care and sustainable agriculture as being key to long-term profitability, and they've hosted 20 field days and 30 trials on their farms. Rhonda's significant and positive influence on the community has led her to represent land care at a local and regional level across 12 land care-based organisations and local government. Congratulations, Rhonda.
Well, thank you, everybody. I had no idea when I left WA that this is where I would be standing. So first of all, thank you for everyone that's been part of organising this wonderful conference and for this amazing dinner tonight. Can I please congratulate all the other finalists? What a tremendous bunch when we were all together today. So congratulations to you for all the great works you have done, and to everybody in this room. We all can make a difference. I would really like to thank the South Coast NRM Inc. team from Albany in WA, and we've got two of the staff members here today. They put the nomination in. I reluctantly accepted, and in particular to David Broadhurst. He was amazing, saying, we've got to put this nomination in for the state last year. and also to John Holly from the State NRM at Mandurah last year when we had the State Awards. And finally, I'd encourage you, as we said today through the conference, we can all make a difference, both individually and as teams and partnerships. And I encourage you all to keep up the good works. Congratulations, everyone.
That is an amazing group of individuals. And to the judges, can I just say that that must have been a very, very difficult process to pick from such an amazing gathering of role models that all of us as a group of land carers, but specifically as a nation, should be very proud. So could we have another round of applause for all of those wonderful, wonderful individuals all around our country. Okay, our next award is the Australian Government Innovation in Sustainable Farm Practices Award. This award will be presented to a primary producer or enterprise, including aquaculture, which has implemented innovative farm and/or land management practices to improve natural resource management and productivity outcomes. The nominees are John Starr, Australian Capital Territory. John, Robin and Andrew Watson from New South Wales. Steve and Rebecca Cadzale from Northern Territory. The Himalayas. I think that might have been Control-Alt-Delete. And we've suddenly gone to a very high altitude. I'll just carry on off my paper here. So we had John, Robin and Andrew. Southampton Homestead. Trevor and Anne-Marie Mills. Tom Bradman from Nomad Farms. And Robbie Toll. And the winner is Southampton Homestead, Western Australia. Southampton's farm philosophy recognises it's all alive, it's all intelligent and it's all connected. The farm grows pasture-raised poultry and a small dairy herd using holistic management, a practice based on managed grazing to mimic the behaviour of wild herbivores and birds in grassland ecosystems. They've used this system to completely regenerate a degraded farm in southwest of WA, firstly after pine plantations were cleared in 2006 and again after a devastating fire in 2013. Congratulations, Robbie.
Well, I'm completely unprepared. This is amazing. And sitting this afternoon with the rest of the nominees, it was a pretty humbling experience because of the calibre of the projects and the passion that people are applying in this work. Wendell Berry, an American novelist and philosopher and environmentalist, if you like, said that eating is an agricultural act. And in a way, that makes every person in Australia a landcarer of sorts, whether they know it or not. And the intention behind our work really is if we can re-establish and perhaps move away from what has become a very intensive and a system that has distanced itself from the natural world back into a biological system. If you can run that through, then that means that as long as while the sun is shining, there still is a free lunch. And that's a really hopeful message. And it's one that we take and we're passing on and teaching to young people as well. And so, yeah, I'm so humbled in this group, and my congratulations to all the other, both nominees and award winners tonight as well. And to a couple of people I'd like to mention from the South West Catchments Council, Monica Durkin. Where are you, Monica? Thank you, Monica. And Kathy Dawson. These are people who have stood by us and helped us during times, and especially very difficult times after the fire, when it really, to see through to the re-establishment of the vision of what we were trying to do, and to watch how our farm then bounced back, the resilience that we'd actually built into that system was pretty awesome. But to have the people around us like Kathy and like Monica believe in what we are doing and support us has just been so important, and a testimony to why Landcare is a very important initiative. So thank you very much.
I got a great surprise when I turned up yesterday and I saw Robbie. I didn't know that he'd been nominated, but I met Robbie barely a month and a half ago at a wonderful event down on the south coast of New South Wales called Deep Winter Agrarians, which is a gathering of young farmers from all over the country. And Robbie and his wife Michelle came all the way over from Western Australia to this gathering of young farmers. So it's just wonderful that we have real youth coming into agriculture. It really excites me. Congratulations, Robbie and Michelle. Our next category is the Australian Government Landcare Facilitator or Coordinator Award. This award is presented to a Landcare Facilitator or Coordinator who's demonstrated outstanding achievements in establishing, linking, supporting, enabling and developing landcare and or production groups or networks that participate in sustainable farming practices and on-ground natural resource management, and the implementation of innovative land management and approaches in peri-urban areas. The nominees are Martin Lind, Australian Capital Territory. Cherie White, New South Wales. Vanessa Drysdale, Northern Territory. Kay Enkelman, Queensland. Jill Woodlands, South Australia. Holly Hanson, Tasmania. Rob Fallon, Victoria. Jill Richardson, Western Australia. And the winner is Jill Richardson. Dedicated to furthering landcare in Western Australia. Joining the Catani LCDC Simpson Foundation, initially as a volunteer and then employee, Jill has led significant on-ground environmental works and behavioural change in sustainable agriculture and biodiversity conservation. As a volunteer, Jill drove the formation of the WA Landcare Network and is now serving as the inaugural chairperson.
I'm totally unprepared for this. I sat today with the other finalists and felt, as we often do, that I'm a complete fraud because everything that I do for love. I love the bush, I love the land. I know that all of us can make a difference in every way in the troubles and challenges on our planet. Thank you very much to the Australian Government for sponsoring this award. Thank you to the other finalists. Thank you to all the people that have contributed to me being here today, because without this fantastic involvement and network, we can't be here. So thank you, thank you.
I got a trophy, a pumpkin from Western Australia. Can I take it back to New South Wales? Well done, Jill. Our next category is the Australian Government Partnerships with Landcare Award. This award is presented to a local or regional authority for innovation and excellence in creating partnerships with their landcare community. Local or regional authorities in this award category may include a local council, natural resource management, regional body, or another local or regional agency. The nominees are the ACT Woodland Restoration Program, Lake Macquarie Landcare, New South Wales, Ballingarrawara Rangers in Queensland, South Australian Regent Parrot Recovery Team, South Australia, the South East Regional Shorebird Alliance, Tasmania, the rural city of Wangaratta, Victoria, and the South East Regional Centre for Urban Landcare. The winner is Lake Macquarie Landcare. Lake Macquarie Landcare is a community-based organisation built on the successful working partnership between passionate, dedicated and hard-working local volunteers and the Lake Macquarie City Council. Formalised in 2012, Lake Macquarie Landcare has become the largest network of landcare groups in New South Wales, working with almost 300 volunteer landcare groups to protect and rehabilitate local environments and ecosystems. Lake Macquarie Landcare provides essential resources and support to these groups.
This is humbling because we're up against some really incredible competition in terms of this, or not even competition, just other people who do amazing things, other partnerships. And sitting at the workshop today, I really realised that. But that's okay, because it's something that's really important to me. It's very easy to say, because it's true, that this win belongs to landcarers like Carmel, who go out there and do that all the time. But what I think is quite important about an award like this is the impact it should have for local governments across Australia. We heard some interesting talks today that talked about federal and state government and their importance in landcare, and they are critical. They control critical funding and they develop policy and they need to really engage with land carers. But at a ground level, the land care groups themselves and their volunteers are individuals, and it is local government that has a true responsibility to engage with those people, to support them and to move them forward. It was great to actually see so many local governments that were actually out there and doing that sort of stuff. And that's something that I'm passionate about, is local government is supporting those land carers, because at the end of the day, that is where the rubber hits the road, and that is where the local work, the local action actually makes a difference. And I'd like Carmel to say something on behalf of the actual volunteers.
I'd like to share this with all the people who do the volunteering every week or every month, that effort to go out there and then to sit at your computer, to write that email, to do that Facebook post. It's all worthwhile, and thank you very much.
Congratulations. Could we have a round of applause for Minister Hartsuyker, please? Thank you. We've got one more award to present, and I'd like to call on Minister Lily D'Ambrosio to present the Coast Care Award.
Good evening, everyone, and I'd like to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we're gathered here tonight, and I pay my respects to elders past and present, the people of the Kulin Nation. I'd also, of course, like to acknowledge Luke Hartsuyker, Kylie Jonasson, Campbell Anderson, who is the Chair of Landcare Australia, Tessa Jakowitz, the CEO of Landcare Australia, and of course all award finalists, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great pleasure for me to be here, of course, tonight at the National Landcare Conference and Awards. This is certainly my first engagement at a Landcare event, and certainly I hope it'll be the first of many more. And as we start, of course, to celebrate the upcoming 30th anniversary of Landcare in Victoria, and as we know, of course, Landcare started in Victoria, and of course 30 years almost to the day that it started, and it's certainly moved very quickly right across the country. And I'd like to thank Landcare Australia for the opportunity, of course, to attend tonight and to present the Coast Care Award later on. It's clear to me to see why Landcare has been so successful since its inception at Wingellock, and that is a place near St Arnaud, in 1986. And in this room alone, there are hundreds of passionate individuals and representatives of Landcare groups, networks and resource management groups. Each and every one of you has a unique story to tell in your pursuit to reverse degradation, both for the benefit of sustainable agriculture as well as improving environmental conditions that we all benefit from. And when we think about the other hundreds of thousands of groups and networks and individual volunteers right throughout Australia, and indeed, of course, across the world, with that same passion and dedication to the Landcare cause, we understand the impact communities make when they are active, collaborative and visionary. Victoria's land is used in ways that are vast and very diverse, both as vast and diverse, of course, as the landscape itself. And of course, with the challenges of climate change so clear and present with us every single day, we are so fortunate that you, our land carers, can draw on your local knowledge and expertise to undertake on-ground works that improve the condition of our environment and the sustainability of farming. But you don't just care for our great land, you care about and for each other. And not only do you contribute your time and energy into cultivating Australia's natural assets, you expend the same time and energy into nurturing each other, learning together, sharing insights, and building strong communities with a shared purpose. This conference, of course, is an extension of the way in which you share learnings, inspire, and congratulate each other. It is also, of course, a celebration of all that is good about the Landcare movement. As individuals, you are inspiring, but as a collective, you are unstoppable. And that's what makes you successful, and that's what should be celebrated here tonight, and you are doing that in fine style. The Victorian Government recognises that supporting you, the Landcare community, is a valuable investment in Victoria and Australia's future. We are dependent on a healthy natural environment for our social well-being and for our economy, and we want to help people to connect to nature so that more people share in its benefits and contribute to a healthy environment. And we want to assist people to understand the environment's value to our way of life so that all Victorians, all Australians, governments, businesses and communities consider the environment in all decisions that are made. And that's why we've committed $18 million in new funding over 4 years dedicated to the Victorian Landcare program. That's a total Landcare budget over this period of just under $40 million. This funding, yes, wow, yes, someone said wow, it is wow. This funding will continue the partnership between the Victorian Government and our Landcare community, providing local facilitators grants and a range of other support for Landcare. 69 state and territory award finalists are here tonight, and some of them, of course, we've seen already, sharing the joy of being nominated, but of course sharing in the joy of winning also, and sharing in each other's achievements thus far coming to this point tonight. But as we congratulate the winners, of course, in the respective categories, let's take a moment to recognise the important work undertaken by all of the groups and networks that give your time to care for Victoria's land, water and biodiversity. Your dedication, enthusiasm and hard work is inspiring, and all of you, every single one of you ought to be congratulated, and I congratulate you. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful, successful conference. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister D'Ambrosio. The Coast Care Award. This is an award that's presented to a community group or network for excellence in activities that have contributed to the significant improvement of local coastal or marine environments, including estuaries, coastal and marine wetlands, and salt marsh ecosystems. The nominees are Sydney Rock Climbers Mountain Goat Bush Care Group, New South Wales. Darwin Harbour Cleanup Partners, Northern Territory. Coolum District Coast Care, Queensland. Tennyson Dunes Group, South Australia. Port Esperance Coast Care, Tasmania. Yarram Yarram Landcare Network, Victoria. West Coast Care Inc., Western Australia. And the winner is Coolum and District Coast Care. Since 2001, Coolum District Coast Care has consistently worked hard to galvanise energy and public interest in caring for the coastal environment on the Maroochy North Shore of the Sunshine Coast and beyond. The group have evolved into a highly respected organisation that is still largely comprised of and run by volunteers. with a vast annual calendar of productive and creative activities and citizen science programs that effectively engage with all areas.
Firstly, I would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the entire country. And I would also like to share this award with all the other nominees in our category because everyone is doing just amazing things. I would like to thank Landcare. I'd like to thank the Sunshine Coast Council. I'd like to thank Susie Chapman for nominating us. Who would have thought that a funny little Coast Care group like ours could be standing here right now? I'd like to thank our volunteers who have an extraordinary amount of energy and passion, and the past and present volunteers, because we've been around long enough to actually have lost some, and we are a very dysfunctional but happy family. I'd like to thank Phil Moran for being a mentor for our organisation in the past and continues to do so. I'd like to thank our supporters in the community and our admin officer that gets paid for 12 hours and works for 40. She does an amazing job. I think for all of us here tonight, we're all winners, and it is an impetus for us to all grow in caring for our country, because we've made quite a few mistakes in the last 200 years, and we have a culture here that actually has a fair idea of how it worked over the last thousands of years, and I'd hope that we can all work together to make it better. And I do believe that from little things, big things grow. I mean, look at us, we're just a funny little group. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Coolum Coast Care, and thank you, Minister D'Ambrosio, for your wonderful words and presenting the award. At this point, we're going to take a little bit of a break, and we'll be back with some more awards between now and dessert. So enjoy the rest of your meals, and I'll see you shortly.